Hi. We just finished our Marriage Unlimited Tropical Getaway Week here in the Dominican Republic. And we had such fun getting to know the couples who came and watching the transformation in their lives while they were having a good time doing it.
And there's 9 restaurants, which were fantastic. We all came away heavier.
Much heavier. But you know, marriage was God's idea. It was His design in the first place.
You see, Adam and Eve had the perfect marriage. God brought them together, and they had a perfect relationship with God, a perfect relationship with each other, but they blew it. And as a result, they had the first dysfunctional marriage, the first dysfunctional home, and they have then passed that history on to all of us. So if a perfect couple actually went south, stop beating yourself up if your marriage that wasn't perfect to start with is struggling. We want to give you hope that you don't have to stay struggling.
One of the topics that we talk about is, where is God in your marriage? Because it's really important to recognize that that as Christians and believers, we need to be involving God in our personal relationships, and particularly with our spouse. And the Bible says that if we draw close to Him, He will draw close to us. And that needs to be a personal goal as well as a goal between the two of you. Because if we make that our goal individually, and we aim to point our vision towards God and towards His role in our lives, and our spouse is doing the same thing, it will naturally draw us together, and we will meet at our common goal. And so we need to make that the purpose of our lives, so that we would the closer that we aim to get to God, the closer that we will get to our spouse.
So we would like to suggest that you start a new habit that you would probably never have thought of before, and because this has revolutionized our lives. And here's the new habit we want you to try. Every day, holding hands, pray out loud with your spouse. Because when you do that, you come before God together, and it brings more of the presence of God into your home. And there's no limit to what can happen in your home when you increase God's presence.
And praying over your food doesn't count.
That's true. It has to be separate from meal times. Now guys, you're the spiritual head of the home. You need to take the initiative. Your wife will greatly appreciate when you start the prayer first. And it doesn't have to be long. And it doesn't matter what you pray about, as long as it's not your food. Pray about any family need, financial need, your kids. It doesn't matter what. What's important is you're both going before God together. And it's very hard to maintain an argument, or maintain a grudge, or maintain bitterness when every day you know there's going to be a meeting with your spouse with God. Because this will revolutionize your marriage, your home, your parenting, because there is no limit to what can happen in your home when you increase the supernatural influence of God in your life. And you'll be amazed what problems that you thought were insolvable start to melt away when you get your priorities right and aligned with God every day together. And so we want to challenge you. Over the next month, try this every single day. Pray out loud, holding hands with your husband or wife every single day, and see over the next month what problems unexpectedly get solved, what issues that you were tense over, even in your relationship, just melt away. And then I want you to come back to this webpage and write your testimony so that others can be encouraged to take on this very simple habit. So remember, every day for the rest of your lives, pray out loud, holding hands with your husband or wife. So you try it. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter by filling out the subscription form, which you can access on this page. And we'll talk to you again next week. But this week, if you're married, try this new habit, see what happens.